All right, and we're back with
we're
another
back.
episode of the FatFish
FatFish podcast. Yee, what's up? They like that.
Yeah, I'm sure
Okay.
they do. And
Man, it's good. We're back in our studio. You know, we're back here in Dallas, Texas, right?
yeah,
Yeah, man. Ralph's a little sick.
we've already by the time this episode is gonna come out, there's gonna be the other episode that was already released where we're back in the studio already.
Oh, yeah, the Chiefs ones. The Chiefs won, right?
Hey man, stop talking like if
In the future.
we're in the future.
No, he hates when
All
I
right,
do
let's
that.
give it up for today's guest, Fahim Anwar.
Fahim, I can't say that last name.
Where's the applause?
Oh, late.
Hey.
I don't know you guys film before a live studio audience.
It's live
huge.
every Monday, 10 a.m. We're live.
They're always here in Jaime's apartment.
They're really cool. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks
Thanks for
coming
being
here,
Thanks
man.
for being here, Fahim.
Of course.
Fahim, you from New York?
No, I live in LA, but originally from Seattle.
I had everything wrong about you. You're originally from Seattle?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You have stuff like Seattle. I picture Seattle. I picture like a town full of like softy coffee drinkers and paper straw.
Yeah.
But you give off this tough,
Really?
I
I got tough vibes?
yeah, you
Yeah.
got like tough, like you don't even recycle. You throw your,
I don't, though. Maybe that's what it is.
yeah.
I don't. Should I not be saying this?
You
Putting
don't,
it out there?
you don't
No,
respect
Don't
women.
recycle. Well, no, I respect. Whoa, let's not get
Just
crazy.
like, hey, you're
Recycling,
just
I'll own up to, but
Waving your fist in the air at people.
yeah, like a vaudevillian comedian, like why I oughta.
Yeah, I get that vibe off of you.
He did get scared in the elevator right now.
Why'd you
did?
get scared?
Yeah, you got those dogs and there was this large black guy.
I
He was
love the blacks. What are you talking about?
He didn't
I
wanna
fist
touch that
bumped
guy.
him.
You didn't fist bump. I didn't see you.
Yeah, I did.
I fist pumped him.
I fist bumped him.
He was talking about being attacked by dogs. Not for him, but
Yeah, the guy was talking.
guy.
The guy had
His
just
dogs
gotten
came
attacked
in.
by dogs.
You mentioned that you're scared of dogs because you got attacked by a husky.
that was actually
Hyman
wrong.
never got attacked by a husky.
So he's
Why are
telling
you
your
lying?
story?
Yes, he does it all the time.
Why?
That's his story.
I've heard of comedians stealing bits. You just steal life stories from friends.
I actually got attacked by a husky that he couldn't catch. We're catching huskies one afternoon. Not like for fun, just it was his brother-in-law's husky. And then one day I was laying down and I just see a husky. I recognized the husky. It ran across my window. And then a few seconds later, then runs Jaime after the husky. So I go outside and I had already like known the husky. I was acquainted with the husky and then I was petting it. And then I was waiting for Jaime to come with the leash. And then as I'm looking at Jaime, it just like snaps my hand. Like just,
well, you were petting it first, and then that's when
I just said that.
oh,
Just the look
I
of you
literally
made
just
him
said that.
snap.
Yeah, I don't know. And I didn't want to hit him, but he wouldn't let go. So then I hit him. And then he bit that hand too.
So you just had both your hands. And
Yeah.
then you try to kick him, and then he bit that leg.
Yeah.
And then you try to kick him with another leg, and then he has that one too.
And then he just dragged me across and ran around town for a while. And
yeah.
And now it's Hyman's story.
It's because my real story. I don't want to say it.
Why?
say it. What is
Like-
your real story?
I was in Mexico. I was like walking down the street, and a bunch of Chihuahuas comes. I don't want to say that to people.
Like that's your heart.
There's like 5 Chihuahuas.
that
coming.
really
Yeah.
happened?
Yeah, yeah. I was running down my aunt's house, like the street. And it's like a big hill, and then I see a bunch of Chihuahuas coming out this neighbor's house.
You're confirming Mexican stereotypes right now.
Oh my!
That's a
People are
funny
gonna
dog.
people are gonna think if we go to Mexico, it's just a bunch of gangs of Chihuahuas running around chasing people.
But it's true,
But
man.
what does it say about you where you couldn't like fend off these chihuahuas?
No, because then I fell.
For real, how old were you?
I was like 10. I fell down.
That's
And then-
that's
He was
borderline.
already this size at 10 though.
Oh, big.
I've been the same size.
Did you help kids get into like rated R movies when you were like you maybe looked a little older than the other kids?
No,
He didn't look older. He was just built older. You know what I mean?
He was built like
He had,
an
like-
adult, but just looked 10.
yeah. Yeah,
Same
yeah.
height and everything. No, man. No, I just got scared of Chihuahuas. I was on the ground. I couldn't defend myself.
What do you mean? Just kick
I don't want to kick dogs.
the dang Chihuahua. They don't have no respect, these Chihuahuas.
I don't want to tell people that story.
Sorry about that,
Well,
Fahim.
then that's all right.
Sorry.
Thanks
I
for
know in
living
Seattle,
your
you guys
truth.
are
and
real like. What's Seattle like?
it's rainy. It's gloomy.
You have a lot of umbrellas. You got a big umbrella.
No, here's
Collection?
the thing. Like every other, I have like one, but I'm in LA now, so I don't use it. But in Seattle, it rains so much, you don't you just accept your fate and you have a hood. You have a jacket with a hood on it because you're like, this is my life. Because umbrellas are for places, for you think it's temporary, but you just accept your life in Seattle and you have a jacket with a hood on it. It rains so much you can't be busting that out
You take Seattle raw.
raw.
It's like knowing you're gonna get late so much you just give up on condoms.
It's exactly like
It's like depression.
I mean, a lot of people do have seasonal depression because the sun hardly comes out. But with global warming, it's getting kind of nice.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of pro. That's why I don't recycle. I just want that sun.
I want pro global warming.
Pro global warming.
You smoke marijuana?
I've done it once or twice.
I'm just doing my own study. I want to see if people who don't care about the environment are into drugs or not.
I don't love it. My brain's not great on it.
No?
I can't enjoy it.
What do you mean? Where does your brain start going? Start wanting to recycle and stuff?
No, it doesn't go that far. I just think a lot. And then when I do that, it just, like alcohol, it's like my brain loosens the leash. So it's still on the leash, but it's just like more relaxing. Marijuana is just like I can't control. It goes into rooms and other things and I can't. It's not fun. I don't understand these thought patterns and it's scary.
Are your parents together?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I would have never imagined.
That you thought I'd be good on it?
No, I just thought your parents, there's no way
Be divorced.
There's no way you come from a successful marriage. You married?
No, I'm not.
You're single?
married. Yeah, I'm single.
What's the dating scene like in LA right now? Horrible?
I guess, but I mean, people say it's horrible everywhere. But I think LA is its own thing. It's just so many people of the same mind and of the same industry that I don't love that. I know I'm part of it too, so it's hypocritical. But it's just so entertainment focused and driven that everybody kind of has that mindset.
Everybody kind of has to focus on themselves a bit.
A little bit,
right?
Yeah. Somebody had this quote. I forgot. Like I heard it from a comedian where they said, when it comes to relationships, like one headshot per couple.
Ooh,
you know what I mean? Like you both can't have headshots. That's just like, it's a weird thing we do. It's taxing for one person to do it. So for two, it's just hard to sustain. Sometimes it works.
Do you ever date another comic?
I never. From the outset, I'm just like, I kept it so separate.
Same.
I never dated a comedian.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. I'm working. Like if it goes south, I don't want to have to see that person at the club all the time. I'm like here to work on jokes.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Yeah. I also don't want to have to help nobody write jokes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't want them to help me.
Yeah.
Somebody told me, don't shit where you work at.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Well, how do you feel about waitresses? That's like adjacent.
I still consider it within the industry, but I broke that rule one time.
Yeah.
You can't stop this guy, man.
That's all right.
Shut up, Hyman. Sorry about that guy, Fahim.
That's okay. It's okay.
So, Dallas, Texas. This is your favorite city to perform in ever?
Ever? I mean, it's up there. It's one of my favorite tour cities.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Who's your favorite one?
My favorite city to perform in?
In Texas.
No, ever.
Ever. Oh, man. I mean, DC's fun.
DC's cool. You go overseas yet?
I did.
Where'd you go?
I did Saudi Arabia one time.
Saudi Arabia?
That was a trip.
Yeah?
Not a great comedy scene.
No?
Fairly new. I think they just got comedy like the last 3 years because it was really, they didn't have a lot of entertainment and stuff. And only in the last 3 or 4 years have they opened it up.
Were they just looking at you like, what the hell's he doing?
Kind of. And then they had all these restrictions too. Like the money was bonkers, but then backstage they're like, you can't talk about sex. You can't talk about religion. You can't swear.
So what'd you talk about?
I just like did a puppet show up there. I had to figure it out. The money was just like so good. You're like babysitting up there.
Dang.
Yeah.
How long of a set did you do?
30. There's a bunch of comics. So 30 or like.
Did the audience
35.
like it though? Did it seem like
Yeah, but it was weird. It was almost like Fyre Fest because like.
What is Fyre Fest?
Remember that music festival that was like terrible, like mismanaged?
I've never been to a music festival.
There's a documentary on it. It's
the guy who scammed everybody? Oh, okay, yeah. Fire with a Y, right?
Yeah. Check it out sometimes.
Like
Five. Yeah, that was a big scam.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was this guy. He was like rich.
Yeah.
And like he put on like a festival with like big lineups, and then people bought tickets, and when they got to line, it was just like cots of beds, and like just shitty. It was shitty.
Yeah, people were taking pictures of their like all-inclusive meal, and it was like a piece of bread with a cheese slice on it, like a craft single.
It's like it's like Coachella, but
Yeah,
less Coachella.
and it was on some island, and then there was no infrastructure. People couldn't go to the bathroom and stuff. And there's all these influencers who were there, so it was this big debacle. So I mean, this wasn't totally that, but it wasn't managed right. We were in this beautiful tent, but like hardly anybody came. Like they didn't promote very well. So there's like 10 people on a couch, and they brought in all these great comics from LA, New York, and we're performing for like 10 people on a white sofa, which is like the VIP, you know?
Damn.
Yeah.
Nice, bro. You just one show. That's it.
No, I did like two or three, and then it was hard to get. Like they had me booked on a show where my ticket to come back to LA was that night, and I'm like, hey, you have to, if I got to do this show, I got to get like a ticket the next day. And then they just weren't super responsive.
They're like,
And
dude, you figure it out.
yeah, I'm like, I don't
You're
want to
on your
be
own.
trapped in Saudi Arabia, so I didn't do the show. I just got on the plane.
You got paid though?
Eventually, it took months. They weren't paying a lot of the comics.
Dude, you want me to find these people? I'll find them.
You for real? Well, eventually I got paid. So
I'm in with the
all right.
military. I don't know if you knew that.
For real?
Yeah.
How?
I was born on a government base.
Which one?
Just closed.
One in the desert.
Oh, I know that. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I was born on a government base, and because like my family's really rich, and my father was an engineer for the military, and my mother was a science project. My mother was a science project,
Yeah.
and they weren't supposed to fall in love, but they did.
That always
And-
happens, yeah.
And because I was this crossbreed of a successful military science project and one of the smartest engineers to ever be in the military, I was born with special abilities. And
Can we
I
know
just-
what those are?
well, I'm just like I can see stuff like 10, 15 steps ahead. So like if I was to play you in chess, I'd probably win really fast.
Because you'd see my moves.
Probably,
Checkers too?
most likely.
Yeah.
And so I usually advise the president. But I'm on strike right now.
Why?
I'm pro-immigrant,
Ah.
and the president's not. So I advised him to shut up,
And he didn't?
and he didn't. But it's all. I mean, we're still cool because like I'm still government property.
Right.
Um,
Are you branded or anything? Or is it just assumed?
no, it's just like they know and I know and everybody knows it. And also, I'm a pilot.
What, like of anything? Or just certain craft?
No, anything government made by the government for the government,
Choppers too?
not choppers. Sorry.
That's all right.
I know this guy all my life. I never knew about this.
You've never gone up with them?
No.
Why don't you take them?
I just never had a reason to.
Does that hurt?
Yeah, kind of, man. Like, I know you all my life. You never told me you were a pilot, man.
Jaime doesn't know this, but I know this. But he's also from a lab.
Me?
Yeah, they made you in a lab. He was supposed to be the perfect buffet chef. He's supposed to make like all sorts of, average buffet food for a Chinese/Mexican buffet.
Oh, that's why
Fusion.
That's why I look a little Asian, right?
Interesting.
Right.
And
That's why,
then it
that's
didn't
why he
work
wears
out?
that stupid beanie.
He hates the beanie, man.
I like it. It's like it's a look.
It's me, right?
It's
Like,
yeah.
Oh,
You've got like a thing. You've got a brand.
thank you.
Where's your shirt? The quarter zip.
You
Those
told
are
me
beautiful
you-
quarter zip.
He told me he told me to choose one.
Oh, you can't. It's like too much. It's like a hat on a hat on a hat.
Oh, no, it's because he was dressed like a fisherman.
Well, what's so wrong with that?
Put it on.
I hand it to me. It's behind the couch because I don't want him to find it. He was telling me that you should advise to make Ye shut up. Kanye.
You made Kanye shut up before?
No, not at all. I just mentioned when we were on the elevator up. I'm like, oh yeah, Ye's on Twitter again. He's like
Oh.
all caps. Kanye's back.
Wait, that's how you say it? Yay?
Yay.
I'm just calling him Yee.
Oh,
Yee.
well, I've heard Yay. Is this like tomato?
I guess.
You call him Yee?
Every time I read it, I just
Who
want to
calls
say
him Yee?
It's spelled Y-E.
He doesn't even call himself Yee.
But I mean, why are we?
If you met him, would you be like, Yee, I'm a huge fan?
I'd be like Mr. Kanye because he's my elder. How old are you?
40.
No,
Yeah, man.
you look
Well,
really good, bro.
thanks,
Not
dude.
trying to hit on you,
Bro,
nothing.
no, I appreciate it. You know, men don't give each other straight men don't give each other compliments enough, and this means a lot to me, dude.
Nah, dude, you look so young. Look at that,
I
man.
get it. You look
You-
Boston now,
Boston.
kind of like a Boston fisherman or something.
I look cool though, right?
Yeah, for sure. Cool is not a question.
Thanks.
It's just sort of like, what do you want to give off?
Without a doubt, that is a beautiful quarter zip. But you do look like a fisherman.
Yeah, you look more East Coasty with that on.
East Coast.
Like you make a great clam chowder.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. No, I'm just going for like a cool vibe. Like just like if you didn't know me, like would you think I'm a chill guy or like this guy knows what he's
This
doing?
guy doesn't know you, Jaime.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I know we're all going off of like.
You're saying like if you didn't know me, like this is him meeting
well,
you still.
you-
Like
No, that's valuable though, because I do like if you didn't know me, first impression, because some people make so many judgments off of Snap things. I will say you look more chill in West Coast without it. With it on, I maybe even a cubicle vibe.
like I work in cubicles.
Yeah.
the cubicle vibe makes me feel safe. I'll say that.
Okay, then I'll make you feel safe.
I don't really care how you make me feel.
He knows you too much. He doesn't need artifice.
Well, you don't know me, so like, do I look cool?
Yeah, you look cool.
I look snappy.
You're putting too much pressure on Fahim. You're gonna scare him away.
Am I scaring you? Okay.
No, not at all. I think you're placing too much value in what I think. I think you're golden.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah,
You ever do that? You ever place value on what other people think?
I used to.
You
I
still
used
do.
to.
You're a comedian. What are you talking about?
To a degree, yeah.
To a degree?
But there's like you do the thing long enough, and it's almost like people are like sometimes when you do set or something, aren't some people in your life? They're like you meet them and you're like, I gotta go do a show. They're like it's so effortless to you because you do so many of them. It's like going to the gym or it's just like something to do, and they're just terrified because they're thinking about themselves going on stage that night too. But you have years of experience. You've been doing it so long, so it's not as scary.
I'm always scared for him.
No, for real.
Yeah.
But you're too good to feel scared. I feel like.
Nah, I'm scared.
How long you been doing it though?
Maybe like 8ish, 9ish years.
Yeah, I mean that's a good chunk,
Yeah.
and like
I mean, I'm not so
Yep.
scared that I'm not gonna do it, but I still get scared. And I'm
Yeah.
also a naturally nervous person.
yeah, I mean I'm not totally normal, like because it is an unnatural thing going on stage and talking in front of a bunch of people, but I've just been doing it long enough where I understand the feeling, so it's not like spin out and freak out. I'm just like okay, this is familiar.
Okay. I can
Yeah.
see it.
And then I think I mean, it took me a long time to kind of get really, really comfortable on stage. And I think what helped with it too is like, you think about the things you've done and you're like, oh, I've done too much to feel this way.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, like if not me, then who? Like, you're a good pilot.
You sound like Superman or something.
If not me, then who?
Yeah.
Like before I jump off a building in web sling or something.
Hey, well, what else have you done in your life that makes you so like brave?
When
you
I mean,
you a skydiver?
no, I would never.
You never skydive?
I would never do that.
Out of fear of falling or out of fear of
what's
a
the
man being
point?
strapped to your butt?
I mean, that too. I don't love that. I don't, but I just don't,
Who invented that rule, right?
the being strapped to a man's butt.
Because like think about like the first person to ever skydive ever.
It'd be funny. I'd be like, I insist on being strapped face to face with him. I'm not even looking at the ground. I just want to look in his eyes. I go, I
The
feel like you're
longest
skydiving for the
fall.
wrong reason. And then he starts to feel something down there. Like, I keep on doing it. Like, hey man, you
They
can't
ban
keep on.
you?
Yeah,
They
they
ban you
ban
from
me.
skydiving?
You feel like you're skydiving for all the wrong reasons. You're not even looking at the ground. I go, no, I like watching.
None of our employees feel safe skydiving with you.
The women don't want to be strapped to you. The men don't want to be strapped to you. You get aroused on the way down. You go, I can't help it. It's just very exciting.
That'd be weird if you go and you request like a woman. You're just like, no,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
need a woman to
Yeah,
jump
her.
with me. Yeah.
They wouldn't allow it.
They won't, right?
Yes, because she needs to feel safe
In the
But-
sky.
in the sky. It's very vulnerable. Do laws exist in the sky?
No.
Like, what if you get groped in the sky? Like,
You
is that
just gotta-
okay?
you just deal with it?
Yeah,
in
because
the
the
sky?
cops are like, look, it was in the sky. We can't.
That's
we don't
sky
have
law.
jurisdiction. That's
Yeah.
sky law.
It's like international waters. You can't. You can
Totally.
do whatever.
So
I
you-
mean, don't do whatever, but like, you know what I mean. Do whatever.
So you could like pull a gun out while you're skydiving and just like shoot a guy.
Yo, you want to go skydiving, Jaime?
You won't do it.
I'll do it.
You
He'll
won't
fly
do
the
it.
plane up.
I'm down to skydive. I've always wanted to go. I just
Really?
don't want to get strapped to a stranger.
Well, you could do the training where you're able to go solo, but then that's so much more work. If you just want to do it today, you have to get strapped to a guy. But if you want to go solo, you have to like learn all this stuff.
What do you got to learn? Pull the
They're not just going to
parachute?
let a random person, some grandma who got a Groupon, jump out of a plane on her own.
I'm not some grandma. I'm Ralph Barbosa.
That's
You've
true.
seen my
You're property of the government. I forgot all this
Yeah.
stuff. I'm sorry. You're a super soldier. I'm aware. I apologize. I guess, yeah, you could. So you would only go skydiving under those conditions?
No, I'd
Solo?
get strapped to a guy. It's not too bad. Now that I think about it more.
Would you choose the guy?
Yeah,
Or
if I
is-
get
is
to-
that-
can I
is
get
that
to know
good?
the
Yeah.
guy?
If you go, no, yes.
If he has like Fahim vibes, I'd skydive with him.
Whoa.
You're
Yeah.
a cool dude,
Dude,
Fahim.
thanks, man. I like that compliment. Just like, if I had to strap in and skydive, like I would want to be strapped to you.
To yourself.
No, I'm just acting like
Who in your life would you want to be strapped to?
someone who's done it a lot.
Nah, somebody you know.
Oh, someone I
If you had
know?
to choose somebody you know.
Will I live? Are we assuming they're good?
Yeah.
Maybe my brother. Be fun to like share that experience with my
Yeah?
bro.
Is he, like,
What's the age difference?
He's 43.
He's 3 years older than
Yeah,
you?
3.5.
oh, so he can do it for you.
You looked up to him?
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Older brother, you know? I feel like you always look up to the older brother.
I don't know. I'm the oldest, and I don't think my little brother looks up to me.
Are you just saying that? Or
No, I'm for
real?
Yeah.
Why not?
My little brother's way cooler than me.
How?
He's like a football player. He's in high school. He has a truck. My car's wrecked from the side, you know?
Damn. What, you got T-boned?
No, I hit it trying to get out of the garage, and
Just like a pole?
yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
But anyway, you and your brother, you guys close then?
Yeah, we're close. He
Yeah?
bought me this shirt.
Yeah? You
I
guys
was
you
in
guys who?
Seattle. I mean, we grew up watching the Sonics. We don't have a basketball team anymore, so that's kind of sad.
You guys are lame.
Seattle.
You have no
Yeah,
team.
we have no team, man. It's been so long too. We just want a team again.
I mean, you have the Space Needle, so
That's true. Whenever
ever
me
go
and my
there?
brother gets, yeah,
Yeah?
I've gone there. Only when tourists come because it's like a thing to do. So we'd be like, let's go to the top of the Space Needle.
When your like relatives visit?
Yeah.
What are they like? And then
You know,
what?
it's funny. You go in the elevator, you go to the top, you look at the city, and then you go back down. But when you're buying tickets, you can buy like a season pass to the Space Needle. And I'm like, who's this guy who's
Season
buying a
pass.
year? He wants to go up like every day. He just comes in. He's like, it's me.
This is me again.
It's me again. I was hemorrhaging money buying tickets every day. And now this season pass
oh shit.
just to go to the top of the Space Needle.
What if on his last day he just jumps off the? Is
Skydiving.
there a place you can jump from?
I think all those type of things, they make it so that you can't because it's happened before, right?
Mm.
So I think you would have to really want it.
Just figure it out,
You'd have to like case the joint.
bro. You'd really be sticking it to them. They'd probably have to shut it down after that if you jumped off of there.
I would hope so. That would be cold blooded if they just like
kept it
kept
open.
operations going
I would keep operations going just to stick it back to that guy.
to celebrate his life. They go to what he would have wanted.
Nah, I wouldn't even. They come ask about the guy who jumped. I'd be like, who?
Who
Here? Nah, not on my watch.
would you base jump off the Space Needle?
What does that mean?
Skydive, but
You like jump off and then after a second you throw a parachute and then you're just kind of like
That's what base jumping is.
Mm-hmm. They did it here before.
You ever heard of free basing?
that's different, huh? That's sort of like you smoke here and then you go in the sky, right? That's
I
the
just thought-
reverse.
I just thought like maybe you smoke a little crack and then you jump off the building.
Yeah, that's like Parmesan fries. Like you took a thing and you made it more cool.
Hell yeah. I've never done crack, but
Is freebase and crack the same thing?
free basing
Base-
is like you can free base. I don't know. I've never done drugs, but I thought you could free base anything.
Really? Is that just burning the thing on foil and then taking a tube and breathing it in?
Mm-hmm. Right? I imagine
And then crack, you put
you can
it in a thing and then light the bulb?
Yeah, like what's that instrument?
Are we just getting demonetized on YouTube just doing the intricacies of... So heroin, you tie your arm off and then you shoot it.
pulse.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen them movies.
I've heard I've had good veins because sometimes I have to get my blood drawn, and then the nurses say you have nice veins.
Yeah,
And that's like a weird compliment to get from anyone but a nurse.
Nurses are like into veins, right?
Yeah, because they see so many, and they have to get
They
blood.
can't help it.
Yeah,
It's like if you became like a penis doctor, even if you didn't like penis right away, you see so many, eventually you're gonna admire
gotta
a nice
comment.
penis. Like, you're gonna be like, well, all right, well, you got a nice one.
right. Or like that's a nice sack.
You ever,
Because the guy wouldn't know.
Yeah.
you ever think about doing anything else outside of comedy before you got into comedy?
I just loved it so much. I mean, I had a day job and stuff, so I was doing that. And then if comedy didn't pan out, I was okay doing that.
What was your day job?
Engineering.
That's a hell of a day job.
Yeah, just cubicle stuff at Boeing.
Boeing?
Yeah, you probably
747?
flown some of our stuff.
747s? Or?
All the sevens, dude.
Yeah?
All the sevens.
Actually, I've never flown the 747 or the 737.
Ooh, because it's commercial and you're more like military kind of.
Well, we were working on a different kind of plane, one that was never released to the government, called the 723. It's slightly bigger than a 722, but slightly smaller than a 725.
That makes sense.
And what the use for that was to steal goats from the Middle East.
For what?
You hear how like they say America steals a lot of oil from them?
Yes.
Well, that's actually not true. We don't need their oil. We have a lot here. I don't know if you go to O'Reilly's AutoZone, but there's still tons of oil there.
Yeah.
But what we don't have is like a whole lot of goat milk and oat milk and almond milk. We're running low on those. Women are using those up a lot. And so us as men, we have to provide, and we have to steal that from the Middle East. They have also from Russia, we have to steal a lot of their resources. One of the world's biggest forests is in Russia. It's like in the far north. And we have to steal a lot of their seeds and almonds.
Okay, so the goats we steal from the Middle East, and then all the almond and oat milk we steal from Russia.
It's pretty much, yeah. We're not supposed to talk about it, but I do want this podcast to be like the new Joe Rogan podcast. So it's important
because
we
you're not
talk
getting
about
this
stuff.
info anywhere else. Because I'll watch legacy media, like I watch CNN, I watch Fox News, I watch BBC. I like to be fair and balanced. I watched all of them, and I've never heard what we're doing over there.
Well,
Because I just see it on the shelves, and I think it's from here.
But yeah, the reason they send me is those because you ever heard of lizard people?
Of course.
I'm a lizard person. That's the science project that my mom was. She was a reptile, and my dad was like a scientist who tries to figure out how to make love to reptiles.
And
My
he
dad was
figured it
great.
out.
Obviously, I mean,
Yeah.
here I am, the product of love.
Well, you look more human than lizard.
How about now, look?
Oh, well, yeah, now I see it. Do you have to hold that in? Is it hard to like try to look more human for society?
No.
Or do you want to like do that more?
No, I want to do that more. That's why I tell them like send me on more missions. But there's very like I can only fly over there so much and bring so many goats back. You like reading?
I need to read more. Yeah.
Do you have any books you recommend?
Not even. That's how dumb I am. Like, I'm not reading anything right now.
Dude, you're 40. You gotta.
I know. This is like an intervention. Read books.
Yeah.
I read a lot of news articles and Reddit.
You read Reddit a lot.
That's true.
Yeah, you just keep up with the news and like pop culture and
What do you mean pop culture?
like this Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds thing.
What's going on with them?
You don't know? You're so like young and like hip in my mind, and you don't know Yay, and you don't know this.
Nah, I'm an
You're
idiot.
unplugged. Well,
I'm
maybe because
very
you have that military background and you're like half lizard person.
Well, I
so
spent
maybe
half my time in the northern forest of Russia. So
this is true, and they care less about these trivial things.
yeah, you think when I'm out there searching for
Oat milk.
goat nipples that I'm worried about Blake Lively?
That's a good
Ryan
point.
Reynolds. Is it with him and that Justin guy?
Justin Baldini,
Yeah.
yeah. So you know what's
Who's
up.
Justin Baldini?
He's an actor.
Oh, they made that movie.
Yeah.
It Ends With Us. Did you
Yeah.
read that?
No, my sister read that book.
She liked it.
Yeah, and then she went to watch the movie, and I guess she was disappointed or something.
Yeah. So she must know what's going on with this drama.
Okay,
I just know the broad strokes of it. Candace
me too.
Owens, ironically, did
Can-
this whole deep dive on the whole controversy. There's a timeline of events. She has hypotheses about Ryan Reynolds' involvement, Blake Lively, how this happened. It's pretty bonkers. It's crazy.
Hyman, catch us up to speed on the Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively.
Yeah, pop culture corner with Hyman. Educate us.
Okay, the only articles, the headlines is what I read. So
That's
like,
enough. That's enough. Catch us
So
up.
I think there's a case against Justin trying to sue Blake Lively.
Justin made the movie, right?
Yeah, and then
He's the writer of the books.
no, he's just an actor
He bought the rights to the books to make the movie, so he like wrote and directed, I believe.
himself.
Yeah, and then got Blake Lively to act in it, and
And then he's trying to sue Ryan Reynolds for making fun of him on Deadpool.
So Nice Pool.
Nice
There's
Pool.
that character, Nice Pool. It was basically just bashing this guy. Like,
Justin.
looks like him, talks like him. It was his way of getting back at this guy.
And he's suing?
Well, here's the thing. I mean, this is my take on it.
Okay.
They tried to destroy this guy, this Justin Baldini guy, because I think he bought the rights to the book, and then Blake and Ryan wanted to get the rights to the book to do the movie without him, like future movies. But he didn't want to sell it. But then there was a clause in the contract, some sort of like character clause, where if you have some sexual stuff, then they can take it away from you. So then they accused him of some like I don't know, misogyny or making her feel uncomfortable, some sort of sexual thing, to take the rights of the movie back. So it would just null the contract.
Justin
But then he,
Baldini?
yeah. But he had all the receipts of like text messages, emails.
So
And
he's
he
actually-
countersued because they like destroyed this guy's character and his career in Hollywood pretty much because these guys are so big. And then he's like, he has all the receipts, so he sued back. And with all this evidence of like what they did in Deadpool and how Blake responded to some of these requests, and it's really interesting. So it just seems like he was T-boned, or
Bro, they did him dirty.
they did him dirty. And so the internet is abuzz about this.
Yeah.
I'm kind of glad that he's able to get his life back, because for a moment everyone just thought he was a monster, and that's it.
But he did. He got his life back.
It seems like the world is on his side now.
That's what you've been worried about for the last like 6 months to
Instead
a
of
year.
reading, oh my god, this is such a long-winded way to shit on me. You're like my cool dad, just like you're giving me rope to hang myself. And you're like, yeah, what happened? Oh yeah, and that's what you've been doing with your life.
Well, I didn't know what was going on with this thing, but now that you tell me this, and then that you're
I
40,
mean, I know you're right. I should not care about this stuff. I should be reading some books.
Well, he's been sick, so there's a lot of things you missed.
Yeah, I'm sick, dude.
he's talking about me.
Oh, he's been
I'm sick
rough.
too.
Oh, you are?
He was sick, but I'm
This should be the plugged up podcast, just
beyond
nasally.
IV.
I don't know if you read about this. What's his name? The coach from the Patriots, Bill.
Oh, Belichick.
Yeah, he's rumored to be engaged to his 24-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh.
You see the picture of them on the red card? He
Yeah.
looks like her realtor.
Oh yeah,
Like he just put her in a nice
Yeah.
house. She's in this beautiful evening dress, and he has this red jacket, and he's so much older than her.
Those guys, I mean,
Realtor smash.
I hate realtors. I honestly do. They always walk around like they're the first ones who invented selling a house.
Yeah, like it's theirs.
Every realtor thinks they're like the best at selling a house.
I always had this thought too. If you're a realtor, you have to have a nice car. It's just part of the game. Even if you're frugal and you have money, you don't want to spend your money that way. You can't roll up in like a Toyota Celica. Because even if you're great at what you do, the people see a Celica and they're like, oh.
I don't know, man. I love an underdog.
Yeah, you would fuck with the
if
Celica guy.
if this guy can't give me this house, I mean, who can, you know?
He just comes out in a suit out of 1992 Toyota Celica.
Why do realtors have the blue check mark on Instagram? Like, there's
Do they?
yeah, They buy it.
They always message me. They're like, "Hey, man, you need help buying a house?" I'm like, "Bro, calm down."
I think I could figure it out.
Also, you don't need the blue check mark. Just nobody's like, "Nah,
Oh, this
like,
guy's legit.
This guy's not legit."
Like,
You
you're
don't
not
have
going to
a
use him? He's like, he's not verified.
I'd rather buy a house from somebody who's not verified. It feels less scammy. The blue check mark feels kind of scammy. If you're a realtor, I'm like, bro, if you're a realtor, I feel like you're paying for the check mark, which just feels more of a scam.
What if he doesn't even do that? He just has like the blue orb and he tries to trick you.
Trick you?
You know how people would do that? Where if you didn't have a check mark, they would just throw up some blue emoji and just hope you were looking at it fast.
Yeah.
And be like, oh, this person's verified.
I'll buy a house from that character Gail from The Simpsons.
She's a realtor? I forgot that one.
Yeah, the Gail.
Gil, the old
The old timey guy.
He's not.
Was it the
he's
Troy
not like,
McClure guy?
no,
was it Phil Hartman?
was it? I don't remember
Was it a
who
guy?
played him. It was the guy who
Yeah,
always
it's probably
like.
Phil Hartman.
Remember when there was an episode where he was the salesman at the doorbell store, and Marge and Lisa walk in, and Marge is like, "Do you have that doorbell that goes da da?" And right as she starts singing it, Lisa's like, "Look, Mom, I found it." And Gil's like, "Oh, just what I need another. What is like another shark in the pond or something like that?
Shark in the water.
Another shark in the
like she's gonna take his business.
Yeah.
That's one of my top shows.
Simpsons.
Yeah.
Love the Simpsons.
So formative for me.
what else you got? Top
Growing
shows.
up, okay, Simpsons, and then SNL was so huge for me growing up.
What was your like when you were really into SNL? Who was like on the
My
cast?
favorite cast, like Sandler, Spade,
Hell yeah.
Farley, Phil Hartman. I feel like Phil Hartman doesn't get the love he deserves. He was just such a funny straight man.
I agree.
It's because so much love is given to the crazy people like Farley. I love Farley, but Phil Hartman was so good at playing characters and playing the straight guy, which doesn't get enough love. R.I.P. Who else? Mike Myers,
Mike Myers
Dana
is fun.
Carvey. So all those guys. And then after that, Farrell is great, Kristen Wiig and all that, Bill Hader. But my golden era is Sandler, Spade, those guys.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So SNL, Simpsons.
And then Conan, late night Conan. After
Ooh.
the Tonight Show,
I love Conan.
that version of Conan is peak Conan in my mind. Because he went to Tonight Show, that was cool. TBS, that was cool too. But that late night show after Leno, amazing. Characters like Pimp Bot, Masturbating Bear.
You feel like growing up watching these shows, is that what made you want to kind of be a comedian, work in the comedy industry in general? Like, did you always want to do stand up, or did you just want to be
you know
in
what
the
it was?
industry?
I was pretty calculated. I just loved comedy and those shows, and those were so formative for me. I feel like those were my teachers for comedy. And I loved SNL so much. And then I was like, how do you get on that show? So I did research. And then I just like online, I just researched it. And then I saw that people got on the show. There was two paths. Either stand-up comedy, like Sandler, Spade, Schneider was a stand-up, Kevin Nealon was a stand-up, Eddie Murphy was a stand-up, or improv comedy. So like Second City, Groundlings, a UCB kind of came later, Amy Poehler and stuff. And that, improv, right? It's more ensemble. I need a suggestion from the crowd. They do scenes. So you had to do one of those two. And then I did research on improv classes in Seattle. You have to pay money. And then it's Seattle. No one really cares there. And then eventually you have to do Groundlings. There's only 3 places that SNL would draw from. Second City, Groundlings, or UCB. And they're in LA or New York. So you would have to go there, and then you have to sign up for classes, pay money. It's almost like clown college. You know what I mean? My parents already don't love these pursuits. So to tell them I'm going to pay money to learn how to be a clown, it would just be too much. Whereas stand-up is free. And I'm a kid in Seattle. I was like 17 or 18. I just graduated high school. And I'm like, stand-up is free. I get as much as I put into it. I don't need anybody else to do it. That just seems like the route for me.
Oh,
so I'm like, I'm gonna do stand up. So it was to get on SNL. I'm like, okay, this is a weapon I choose to try to get on this show.
You ever like come close to getting on SNL or get an audition or anything like that?
Yeah, I got it's weird. During the pandemic, I got really, really close, and I got to the very, very end, and I didn't get it. But it was during a pandemic, so it almost didn't even feel real because it was all remote, and I would just get calls from my agent and be like, all right, they want you to submit. Well, I submitted as a writer at first. Like Neil Brennan, he's a friend of mine, he's a buddy, he's like a mentor. He was like, if you ever want to like submit to SNL, I'll help you with a packet. So like write some stuff, I'll give you some notes. So he was really nice and worked with me, and I had these packet of sketches, and I submitted that just to be a writer. Mm-hmm. And then they go, they want to see your stand-up. So then I sent them like 5 minutes of my stand-up. And they go, they like that. They want to see more. Can you send like another? And I'm like, all right. So then I sent another one. They go, they really like that. And they go, they want you to test. But it's COVID. So what would normally happen is you would hop on a plane and then you would go to Rockefeller and you would audition on that stage. So I mean, I wasn't able to, so I just had to do my audition in my office
What the hell?
with a screen, but you know, with a curtain behind me, and just did my audition and submit that tape.
Your audition was stand up. You said?
Yeah, I did stand up that would have like character elements in it, like just bits that kind of showcase range, I suppose. So I just did 5 minutes of that, submitted it. They go, yeah, they like it. It's going. It's getting kicked up to the top. The writers are looking at it and Lorne. They're going to make a decision at some point. And then it didn't happen, you know? And that's cool. But like, I just wish I would have got to at least stand on that stage for that experience.
To audition in person, like
Audition in person, not even like, oh, I would have got it. I just would have loved to have soaked that in. It's such a storied place and part of my childhood.
Are you cool with Marcelo?
I like Marcelo. Yeah.
Yeah?
When he comes to LA, it's cool to like chop it up. And
He can probably get you in there.
well, here's the thing.
Well, I don't
though.
know if he can get you a job, but he could probably get you on the stage or something.
He's like, if you're good with a mop, like he'll let you. I'm just like, golly.
The audition tapes, like, is just like you in front of like the executives or what? Like,
You mean
'Cause
when
I-
it really happens? I just hear stories of it because I did it during COVID, so I don't have the real experience. But I've heard that when people audition, they're kind of waiting, and then they come out on stage, and there's just maybe Lorne and some of the writers, maybe the head writer and some other writers in a dark room just watching. And they always prep the performers. They go, you're not going to hear a lot of laughs. They just don't do that. Just do your thing. So that's what it's supposed to be like. But I just did a tape and sent it into outer space and then find out you don't get it. But it would have been cool to get rejected on that stage. I would have loved that.
Is there like can you audition again? Or is there like, nah, we remember you forever. We write your name on a list and we've rejected you once.
No, I've heard of people who have auditioned a few times before they got it. Like I think my buddy Melissa Villasenor might have done it once or twice before she got it.
Well, this is very funny.
I love Melissa.
She's so creative.
She's so great. Yeah. So I've known her forever. So when she got that show, I was like, finally, she's like built for that thing. All the voices, characters, she's super funny. Yeah, so you can audition multiple times. I feel like there's
back in there, bro.
There's a window. I think there's a window for certain things. There was a time in my life where that made sense.
There was a time in your life where you were just gunning a test and now you didn't give a damn who Blake Lively was. Or
This is true. I was reading books.
You're reading books.
I was doing all the things. But I'm like, oh, I don't know. I feel like you got to catch that show when you're younger. Like Marcelo's in the perfect. He's like coming up with that show. He's young. He's hilarious. He's like a star. It's a great marriage of the two.
yeah, and he's also good looking too.
This is true.
Yeah.
There's that.
You're good looking, bro.
Nah, I'm not Marcelo good looking. I'm an acquired taste.
Yeah, but you know what? If I was dating Marcelo and then if I was dating you, I'd probably feel more comfortable with you just because you're nice, you know, and you don't look like Marcelo.
He'll
come
leave
on.
you. But
Marcelo
like you look at
probably-
me, you go like, yeah, he's
Marcelo will hole around real quick. If me and Marcelo had a fight, and then he'd probably go and hole around, and you wouldn't. You'd probably go have a glass of wine and catch up on Reader's Digest or something.
totally
Or Reddit or something.
red. Yeah.
Reddit, yeah.
And then I'd be back.
Yeah.
Whereas Marcelo, one minor infraction, he's on a private jet.
Marcelo has options, baby.
He's got options.
And we don't.
We
don't have
we don't have options like Marcelo. This is just a pity podcast where we just feel bad for ourselves.
You just rebrand it. It's called Why Aren't We Marcelo?
Oh man, if you guys were ever like given the option to have a character voice in The Simpsons,
Dream,
take-
dude. Dream. I would love that.
That would be cool. You ever done voice acting?
Once or twice. I did a voice for this video game that's coming out.
Oh yeah, Can
Aaron
you talk
Paul's
about
in
that?
it.
Aaron
I
Paul,
think so. Yeah, I think they just came out with it. They released it at the Video Game Awards. It's called Dispatch.
And
then I play this
You just
guy.
play a dispatch operator, a
Kind
911
of.
dispatch
It's like
operator.
it's kind of they're like superheroes, and they dispatch superheroes to the city.
Okay.
So I'm one of the superheroes.
What do you got to say?
He's just like a cocky guy. He's like a
Can you
cocky.
give us a line?
But it's just Lance. I do this character Lance sometimes.
Yeah.
Lance Ganstopoulos, and then the video game people had seen it at the Comedy Store a few times, and they asked me to come in and do it, and then they liked it a lot. So then I just did Lance. So it's just Lance doing the voice.
But what were some of the lines?
What was it like? I don't know exactly. Give me something to do, and I'll say.
Well, I don't know. What do they do in the video game?
Dispatch, is it like PC? Is it
I think it's Xbox and PlayStation.
Okay. Dispatch.
It's rated E for everyone, or is it like you got to be 17?
Ooh, that's a good point. It might be teen.
Teen?
I could be wrong.
Dispatch.
What is it? Check it out.
You don't know what it's about, or?
Yeah, it's about.
He just
it's about
said
the,
No, like, so we can give you something.
I think roughly there's this. Aaron Paul is the main character in the video game. It's really beautiful graphics and stuff too. It's like kind of cartoony, and so he plays a kind of this Batman type guy who's a superhero, but it's more about this thing he built. You know, where Batman doesn't really have superpowers, but he has. So he has this thing, and then he loses it, and now he's stuck being a dispatcher for the superheroes. And he's kind of keeping that secret. It's got to be
tough, you know?
Yeah.
And then here you go.
Here I go. Yeah. I have flames and stuff. I can like shoot fire.
Was your flame on? You got to say flame on.
Flame on. I think that's
Human Torch.
Human Torch. How do you feel about new Fantastic Four?
I mean, I guess it's like, why do they put them, what are they, like in the 50s?
Yeah. Like the Jetsons or something, or what is that?
Yeah.
How does that feel?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's cool because...
You seen the previews?
I'm just kind of tired with Marvel right now, bro. They're doing too much.
Yeah, tiring Ralph.
You guys are... Why does Marvel make everything like all multiversey now? That's what
money. You should call it the moneyverse.
But that's what I like and don't like about the whole Fantastic Four movie being in a different timeline, is because it's like, well, at least now it's you don't got to worry about like how are they gonna add them into this movie and that movie, right? So it's like, all right, it's cool. We got like a standalone movie again. But on the other hand, it's like with the multiverse stuff, they'll figure out a way to jam them in.
Yeah, it's just time. Some portal will open up and they'll be there.
Yeah, but I want to see them make a good movie. Like I want to, like don't hit me with shock value or like don't make, because like all right, well, you know how they revealed that Robert Downey Jr. would be playing
Doctor Doom.
Doctor Doom.
Oh, okay.
Okay, but in that movie or in a different movie? Because if he plays Doctor Doom in that movie, that's lame as hell. You got this good cast of good actors, and I've never seen the movie. It has the potential to be a really well-written movie, a really cool superhero movie. But if you just throw in somebody who's already an established Marvel movie star, well, it's just kind of like, let these guys perform.
Let them cook.
Let them cook, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man. Marvel just has so much, like, cool stories, but they're also just, like, every now and then... You ever seen that, it's a skit by The Onion, where it's like the writer of the Fast and Furious movies, and it's like a kid with his
I love that one,
Remember
dude.
that one?
I love that period where they were doing those fake morning news shows.
Yeah.
Because it looked so real, but it was so absurd. Because they would do comedy, but in a news way that felt real.
I feel
that's
like
one of my
I
favorites.
feel like that's what the Marvel writers' room right now is just like, and then
They just have
Iron
two
Man
kids
comes
with
out,
the-
and like, and it's like, bro, come on, these movies just feel kind of rushed sometimes.
Well,
Like the last few times I went to watch the Marvel movie in the theater, it just felt like I was like, like that. I was like, all right, get out.
which one?
I felt like that with like the what is it? The last, like the Infinity War and shit. It's
The End Game?
yeah, like the end game. Like it felt like so rushed. And then the one with the Spider-Man with
No Way Home?
yeah, that one felt kind of like that too. And even before that one, what's the one with Jake Gyllenhaal?
The Far From Home?
Yeah, both of those felt kind of like rushed. But what do I know? I'm just a kid.
Well, so right now, Marvel is in their multiverse saga. So in the first one, the saga was the Infinity Saga with Infinity Stones, and now it's the multiverse saga. So,
Just because you label it doesn't make it as good.
I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, but you think anything is good.
Okay, but this is Marvel. We watch Marvel movies.
But you also fall asleep during like
No, not Marvel
good
movies.
No, that's like the sad fact of the matter is though. Is like that's how I know Marvel movies aren't good anymore. It's because Jaime can stay
Fall
awake
asleep.
through them. Nah, if
Oh,
Jaime
wait.
can stay awake through the movie, it's a pretty bad movie.
It's a good movie. It ends with us. I finished it.
Wait, which one?
It ends with us.
Yeah, you finished it?
Yeah.
Which one's that one?
With Blake
That was the
Lively.
Blake Lively thing.
Okay.
I watched it.
So what you feel about Marvel, I feel about Fast and the Furious. Because they make... it's funny. You could tell. I forget which one it was. Like once they stopped adhering to physics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it's just becoming so fantastical. They're like driving cars in outer space or whatever. There was one where there was a hard drive on the top of the skyscraper, and they go off a ramp.
I love the memes. I was watching one today where it was like the end game final battle, right? It's like all the heroes are fighting the aliens, and then you hear some Teo Calderon playing, and then it's Vin Diesel coming in, and he crashes into the ship, and then he's like, "Never turn your back on family." Like,
Was it the animated one or just
nah, it was like they just
AI?
yeah. It was a good edit.
That'd be a cool crossover. Yeah, he just shows up for you're like, whoa, it really is a multiverse. Toretto's here.
I don't mean to just shit on Marvel a whole lot. I'm also just like a big movie nerd, so like.
Well, how long are we going to do the Marvel thing, right? Is it just here to stay forever?
Yeah. So right now, the multiverse saga. Next is going to be the next saga, which is
It's called the next saga.
I don't know
what they're gonna call it.
I don't know what's it called yet. It's the new Avengers.
Okay, but what I'm saying is that like they can't just be like, oh, it's because it's the multiverse saga. Like, imagine if the next saga they come out with is just dog shit movies with literal dog shit in them, and then they're like, but it's called the dog saga. Like, it's what do you expect? You know what I mean? Like, you can't just call it that and like, oh, that's the excuse. Like,
I mean, you still paying to watch it, right?
no,
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen a Marvel movie since Endgame.
Yes, we have.
Which one?
Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
I never went to watch that in the movies.
Yeah.
How was it?
That was good, man.
I gotta check it out.
We could go watch Captain America.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. You want to go?
All right, when?
Valentine's Day.
I was like in LA.
Okay, I'll be there too. No, it comes out Valentine's Day.
Captain America?
Yeah, the Brave New Order
Oh yeah.
with Harrison Ford
Did they do it because Hulk is red and
is the Red Hulk.
love?
What's the difference between Red Hulk and Green Hulk?
The Red Hulk is more angrier than the Green Hulk.
The Green Hulk is pretty angry already, you know?
To the Red.
Yo, what if they want to make more money and they go, he gets a different color? Come watch this movie.
Yo, who's your favorite Hulk?
Ooh,
Actor wise,
Like, just who do you think was the best Hulk?
I guess. Who's the guy before Harrison Ford? Ruffalo. I guess Ruffalo.
Ruffalo?
You like Banna?
I like
Who else is there?
there's so the first guy I always forget
Lou
his name.
Ferrigno? You like Lou Ferrigno? You go that far back?
Nah, I like what's his name? Edward Norton Hulk.
Ooh.
2008.
How many Hulks did he do?
Just one. They robbed him.
So you think he's the best?
I think he was the coolest Hulk. Not even necessarily just him as like, regular human version Edward Norton. I wasn't like, yo, Edward Norton is pulling off this Bruce Banner, because I don't even know a whole lot about Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
But the way they made like Hulk, like just this angry, just beast tearing through stuff.
So is that you liking Edward Norton or you liking the CGI they used?
The CGI.
So you're pinning this performance on
CGI.
Is this because we don't know? Are you attributing this to?
Well, I like whichever CGI artist and whoever made the decision to make that Hulk like this way, that way.
That's the guy.
That's the guy.
Get him back.
Get him back, man.
Well, the Bruce Banner in the Avengers is pretty smart guy. Mark
Yeah.
Ruffalo is pretty good.
Mark
on that.
Ruffalo did a really good job at being like a scientist.
I remember the internet was just a buzz. Like girls really liked him as Hulk wearing a cardigan. Like it was doing stuff to them. They thought it was really hot.
The internet was feeling
Yes, I
him in
remember
a cardigan.
on Twitter, just Mark Ruffalo with glasses as Hulk with a cardigan.
I feel like it was just you making up this rumor online.
man.
You're just
No.
like, yo, Hulk is so
I'm just
hot.
trying to put these are like homosexual tendencies that I'm hitting on Twitter. I guess girls on the internet got rock hard when they saw a yoked Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. This is what people are saying. I mean, I like chicks, obviously.
How
but
do you even come across these articles?
if you're on Twitter, you just see things trending.
Okay, I can see that. I miss when Twitter was Twitter and now it's like X.
X.
That's just so scary. I didn't
But
want to
everyone
use it.
says Twitter, even you know what I mean? Like no one says X. I was on X today.
Do you like Elon Musk, or what's your opinion on him?
He is a problematic. Two, I don't get hot one way or another on him. He is a multifaceted guy. Starlink, and he's done some amazing things.
Like
and
that.
then also some problematic stuff as well.
That's everybody, huh?
That's everybody. I'm kind of done just writing people off. Like we've done that for so long. Just you don't like one thing about a person and you just fucking banish them to an island or whatever. I don't have to agree with everything that a person has or whatever, but then there are good qualities that he's brought to the world. Like SpaceX is amazing. Have you seen that rocket go up and then go back into the thing? I mean,
that's pretty
crazy. The things he's able to do at a fraction of a budget that NASA could do, it's like great for society.
I feel like sometimes people that accomplish great things, start like when they're too self-aware and they realize how much they've accomplished or how much they're liked, even they take advantage and they start to do evil stuff. You know, like R. Kelly. Made amazing music, and then just total weirdo, you know?
Yeah.
But it's like, why? Why can't you just do something great?
I know.
And then just control your tendencies?
Some of these people who you find out about these things they were doing, these artists or whatever, and then like Bill Cosby or something. You hear about that, and part of me is like, when did you have time to write?
Well, that too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was thinking about that.
There's people who don't do that stuff and can't get to a level artistically. Like, imagine if you didn't do that. Like, how much greater you would even be. It's almost like comedy was just like a side thing to do.
It also makes me wonder, like, how many of these people are getting away with stuff today? Like, you could go up on Wednesday night at the Comedy Store, and one of those comedians could just be going home to like somebody trapped in their basement. Something. Yeah,
like a Dexter vibe.
That's why I don't talk to people.
Yeah,
because then they'll find me out.
I don't know if this is gonna tie into what you're talking about, but I was listening to Lil Wayne yesterday.
Nice,
Mr. Officer or Mrs. Officer.
Mm-hmm.
You know that song?
Oh yeah.
Did you? I didn't know about this, but you know, growing up, we just liked the song. Well, I liked the song, but I listened to the lyrics, and he says that I want to beat her up like Ronnie King.
Well, I
think
to play devil's advocate, I think he's talking about.
Yeah. But
the one that's weird.
Did he specify? No, did he just beat her up?
I'm gonna beat her up like Ronnie King. They're like the cops, Ronnie King.
That song.
That's too much.
I wish I could every girl in the world.
Who was that? Yeah,
that was Lil Wayne
and Drake, right?
Yeah, but then Lil Wayne has that line. I don't know how old Miley Cyrus was at the time, but he says, "In about 3 years, holla at me, Miley Cyrus." That was pretty weird.
And that's
pretty weird.
But do you respect him? Do you respect him for saying, in 3 years?
No. If anything, that feels
he's just waiting.
That's scary. I mean, I guess. To be fair, like if I was a teenager and Lil Wayne was waiting on me, I'd feel pretty honored. But at the same time, I'd be like, he's a creep.
Yeah. This is a fun fact. Bill, he was 48 when she was born.
Bill was 48.
Mm-hmm.
Bill who?
His wife. I mean, his girlfriend.
Oh, Belichick?
Yeah.
Bill Belichick was 48 when his girlfriend was born.
Because she's 24.
Bro, you can't. What are you doing? You gotta date somebody who like can get your TV show references. You know?
Yo, I've always thought about that too. Like, there's a window to date younger. Like, if you go too far below that band, you're like a vampire. Then you just feel like you have no cultural touchstones with that person. She's making references you don't get. You're making references she doesn't get. You like share nothing but the here and now.
I think it's the money.
Yes,
obviously.
And the rings.
Yeah.
He's 72, man.
You think she cares about those 8 Super Bowl rings? That's the only reason? She's like, oh, wow.
Here's the thing.
I think so.
Here's how Bill Belichick should know that he shouldn't be with this girl. I bet you if Tom Brady just showed up and was like, hey, baby, come with me, she would just hop on that so quick. You know what I mean?
That's a good point.
Yeah. You got to not be with girls who would leave you for Tom Brady.
But then I've thought about this too. As a guy, you look at Tom Brady, you go, he's the pinnacle of man. How many Super Bowl rings?
Like 9?
Something crazy. And then good-looking guy, football player, icon. And then Giselle sleeps with the jiu-jitsu guy.
His wife?
Yeah.
His wife slept with a jiu-jitsu guy?
Yes, the jiu-jitsu trainer.
I didn't even know that.
For real?
Yeah.
Or are you just making it up?
No, it's real, dude.
So
this guy, you think this is a peak guy?
Yeah.
He has his pick of any girl in the world.
Dude, I hate jiu-jitsu.
Not Giselle.
like Brazilian jiu-jitsu, like on the ground,
Yeah,
Joe
so.
Rogan style?
Yeah. Is
What?
there any other kind of jujitsu? I feel like jujitsu is Japanese, right? And
I
then
don't know.
Brazilians just do it better.
No, I think I thought there was like jujitsu where it's like kind of like a more like karate style, like kicks and punches and stuff. And then I think there's like on the ground jujitsu. But I don't even know. I'm not a fighter.
I think Brazilian jiu-jitsu is like the thing now.
It
Like, when
is,
I was
bro.
growing up, it was karate.
But I
And now you
don't
sign your kids up for BJJ.
I don't like that, bro. I don't like that. The coolest fighting style right now is the one where you and another man they're on the ground.
That's
just
a good
like,
point. Yeah. Too much wrestling.
let me grab you like this and slip into this. Like I miss the old days when we used to just punch each other. And whoever gave up first, like,
Yeah.
you're weak, you know?
Also, just seeing two guys square up, being on your feet is more like aesthetically pleasing to watch a fight like that. When you watch Jackie Chan, it's probably not the most efficient when you're really fighting, but it looks great on film.
Hell yeah. Throw a
But
couple
if-
roundhouse
yeah.
kicks.
But if you were to do like a Jackie Chan type movie today of like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it would just be two action stars on the ground, just wrestling
Yeah.
and grabbing arms.
I don't want to worry about a guy putting me into a hold if I throw a kick. I want to throw the kick and then he throw a kick back. Not that I know karate. I mean, who am I? But
It looks cool. I wanted to learn it when I was a kid.
I don't want
We all
to
did.
be on the ground with a guy.
You guys ever do this where you're walking? Did you grow up with Jackie Chan movies?
Yeah.
You ever like walk somewhere and you're in a courtyard or something and you're like, this would be a good Jackie Chan fight scene.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing production detail I'm like location scouting for this Jackie Chan
if I ever
movie
see
that
like a
never-
lot of chairs, like
Yeah.
a lot of plates.
If I see stringed lights, I'm like, oh, I could swing. I could swing from that to there.
Jackie Chan, your guy, he's your favorite martial artist like movie.
Yeah. And then Jet Li for a little bit.
Chili's dope.
But Jackie Chan is top. And then there was Ong Bak, Tony Jaa.
Which
Did
one's-
you ever see Ong Bak?
Nuh-uh. Which one's Ong Bak?
He's like this Thai martial artist. Please watch Ong Bak.
Ong Bak.
It's mind blowing.
All right. I'm checking
That's
it.
like the last of those type of movies that blew my mind. But I haven't been following it for a while.
Did you ever watch
Kung Fu Hustle.
I like that. Yeah,
Fu Hustle is
yeah.
good.
Yeah, he
Stephen
put me-
Chow, is it? Or what's the guy's
I
name?
never even learned his name. I didn't even want to learn his name just because it made it less real, you know. But I love how it ends. He like does the hand move on the dude, and the dude's like, no, and then he's like, teach me, and he's like, all right. It's like, damn.
I'd probably like go to the mall and like with 5 floors and look down like, yeah, Jackie Chan can land this.
Dude, he's had like a lot of like brain surgeries and operations. I think Jackie Chan.
Really? I don't know about the brain stuff. I know there's that famous, was it Rumble in the Bronx? Or it was one of them where he broke his ankle jumping onto like a hydroplane or something. And they made a sock or a cast that looked like a shoe so he could keep on shooting.
Oh,
But his foot was broken for like half the shoot.
dang. Yeah, he's broken a lot of bones. He's had like a lot of damage to his body. Also heard he has a son he doesn't claim.
Really?
Yeah, but
Why?
I mean that's
Because
his
he can't do
business.
karate?
I guess he's like, I think because I guess he had him like out of wedlock or something, and the lady brought him and was like, "This is your son, Jackie," and it's like an 8-year-old boy, and he's just like, "Is it now?" And then he like acts like he's gonna turn around, then he throws a chair at him to see if the kid would like react, but he just hit the kid. He's like, "That ain't my boy."
Oh, he's in the new karate movie, new Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's him, Jackie Chan, Ralph Macchio.
Oh yeah, that one looks badass.
Yeah,
Jackie
Karate
Chan's
Kid.
son in there?
No.
Oh.
It's his son, but not his son.
Oh okay.
He only loves his fake son. He doesn't love his real son. That's why he's a great actor.
He's a good actor, bro.
One of his worst movies is that International Spy, The Spy Next Door.
really?
The Spy Next Door.
Yeah. it
What
was
if there was like a A24 movie where it's Jackie Chan and he doesn't do karate at all? He's just like being vulnerable. Would you watch that?
Yeah.
I'd watch it.
Like Jackie Chan crying for 2 hours.
This is like Jackie Chan.
You're like, when is he going to beat someone up?
Jackie Chan moves to Seattle and gets depressed.
you make an appearance?
Yeah. I have a hood on. Hey,
You-
Jackie.
You're his DoorDash guy.
Yeah. I go, Jackie Chan?
Yeah, that's me. Oh man, you like A24 movies?
Yeah. I mean, they make good stuff. But then there's the trope or the comedy of like the type of movies they make where if it's like, I mean, I want to do this joke sometime where I'm like, oh, I pitch movies too. Like I do stand up, but then I also have movie ideas. I go, one of my movie ideas is it's for Transformers, but there's a computer virus and they can't transform. So they're just stuck as cars the whole movie, and they get to go inward and like talk to each other and stuff, and like some of them find out they're gay. Like Bumblebee finds out he's gay, and I go, it's more of like an A24 vibe. You know what I mean? Like,
The movie's supposed to represent like soldiers being vulnerable,
being vulnerable and going inward, and it's less about fighting through buildings and stuff. Like when you can't transform, you kind of do a deep dive and do some. It's just like Optimus Prime doing some self-discovery, and just like we're always fighting, but I never knew that's how you felt. They're doing Uber just to make money. Where are you headed to?
Can they can still control themselves?
They can drive around, but that's it. They're not turning into anything. They're just cars.
I dig it.
What if the battery dies?
Well, no, they're gasoline powered, right?
Are they? Nobody's ever.
You think they're electric? Oh yeah, you're right. Oh, how we don't know this.
We don't know what powers the Transformers.
Yeah, that'd be funny. We just accept the movies. What if there was one guy in the audience who's just like, how are they getting powered? Are they plugging in? Is it a hybrid? Or is it fossil fuel?
Yeah, I feel like once it's a movie where it's like aliens and stuff, you just have to accept anything.
That'd be great if in the middle of all the action, you just see him go to like an Arco station, like Optimus Prime. He's like, hey, can you fill me up? I need gas. And then he goes back to the action.
You have to put it in for me.
Put it in 91. None of that cheap shit.
That would be funny, man.
I always thought about movies too. You just see them doing stuff, but like no one ever poops or pees. Like what if it followed a character into the bathroom and you just saw him like shit in real time?
Yeah,
and then go back to the scenes.
Or none of them's ever late because of a restroom break either.
That's a good point.
Nobody ever shows up and they're like, where you been for the last 30 minutes? He's like, I was taking a dump.
Exactly. I want more realism. I want to see more characters in Hollywood shitting and peeing. Because that's what our lives are like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is.
It's not all action. It's not all drama. Sometimes we have to pee in the middle of a fight.
A lot more masturbating.
Yeah, that's true. There's that too. I want to see less.
No,
I'm cool with shitting and pissing. I'm like masturbating. I don't want to see that.
Oh, fuck. I'll bring up an idea, but...
Was it too...
Like, Spider-Man 3, there was he was trying to, hit on the girl at the jazz club.
Okay.
Say, hey, find me some shade. That would never happen. Like, I'm pretty sure the girl would, like, get scared and be like, hey, what the fuck? Get the fuck off.
Oh, yeah. You know? There's so many liberties like that. I always think about R&B videos where the girl's walking and, like, the guy's always... for like 4 minutes.
The guys just dancing.
Yes.
I've done that. You've never danced to a woman?
Yeah, you do it a lot.
I dance to women all the time.
Does it work?
No.
But do you get through the whole song, or do they have problems halfway through?
Nah, I usually get through the whole song.
What song do you do?
But they've never called anybody on me.
That's nice. That's a win.
I dance to Anxious. 9 o'clock. Is that one? 9 o'clock. I dance to Anxious. I dance to I'm bringing sexy back.
Yeah.
But I think it's because these are hit songs. You can't you got to dance to a hit. That's the secret. If you don't dance to a hit song,
she's got a vibe. She's got to like the song.
She's got to, to tolerate you, she's got to really like the song.
That's a good point too, because if she's not into it, that's not a you thing. You're like, she just didn't fuck with the song.
But that's why I got to dance to old songs to make sure it's for older women. You know what I mean?
Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah.
Pump it. Pump it. You remember that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
How do you play the music though? Is it off your phone? Do you have a Beats pill? Do you throw headphones on her?
I should throw headphones on her, just non-consensual.
Yeah.
You're gonna jam to this now, baby.
And then you're dancing to nothing pretty much, and it's just for her.
It feels like an old iPod commercial or just like my silhouette.
Those are cool.
Those work.
They gotta bring it back.
The Beats
I want
pill?
more silhouette dancing. No, those those iPod
commercials. Okay, yeah.
We gotta start wrapping up soon, but this will be out in a couple of weeks. Is there anything you want to promote?
I can't plug my dates in the past.
Yeah. Why not?
We'll just do time traveling.
Like, yo,
hey guys, if you want to time travel to Addison and catch me in the past when I was here, check that out. If I have dates in the future, check those out, I guess. Where am I going next? I'm going Seattle, Laughs in Seattle, then Helium in Portland. That's February 20, whatever. Check it out. And then Boston. And then DC Improv, late March.
Your favorite some other city dates. Right behind Saudi Arabia.
A real yin and yang right there.
Before we leave, you have...
Wait,
go ahead.
Was your Instagram, where can people follow you? Instagram?
Fahim Anwar. So just my name. So at Fahim Anwar, Fahim.
On X too? Twitter?
I'm on X, yeah.
X.
And then
On Reddit?
TikTok, no. I mean, maybe I am on Reddit. On TikTok, it's Fahim Anwar Comedy because Fahim Anwar took it.
That guy.
I think some guy in Pakistan, I offered to like pay for it, and he's ignoring me. And he's like barely posts. And I'm like, I mean, I would love to have this handle.
Yeah.
And you want-
I'll take care of them next time I go for
when
cows.
you're over there for goats.
For goats, I mean, yeah.
Thanks, dude.
Um,
Oh yeah, I have some specials on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. So just my YouTube's Fahim Anwar. So check out the specials.
check them out on YouTube, Instagram, Fahim Anwar. And then we always like to ask this just because, if you had any advice to give anybody ever anything, what would you?
Whoa, that's a big umbrella of general advice. Do things for you. You know what I mean? You have one life. Be happy. Don't live for other people. Just like listen to yourself.
Like masturbate?
If you want to take it that way, sure. You can dissect it in different ways. But yeah.
Can you sign our table?
I would love to.
Do you have a marker?
Yeah, I think.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
sitting on it.
You're sitting on the marker? Hey, but sign it like up here because then people are going to like rub on it.
Oh yeah, they're gonna like etch stuff.
Yeah, like with
Should
the
I go
shoulders.
over the crack?
You go over the crack for him. You do your thing, bro.
I feel like a skateboarder. Like I'm clearing this thing.
That's
I'm
okay.
hauling this
You do it.
crack.
This is your world for him. We're just living in it, papa.
Bro, this is cool.
Hell yeah.
Whoa.
Thanks for being our guest today, Fahim.
Thank you for having me. I mean, I was just doing the shows at the Improv and getting the DM from you to like come do this. It was like really cool. I didn't know you were out here.
Yeah, I'm from here.
That's awesome.
I'll never leave.
Yeah.
I have a son.
Yeah, but it's so cool to be at a level where, you're killing it and stuff where you can live anywhere. I still feel like I have to live in LA. It'd be great to be anywhere.
Nah, you can do whatever you want, bro.
That's my advice. Thanks, dude. Now I'm getting something back. I can be anywhere.
Just reciprocating it to you.
I
Just
appreciate
want to
it.
remind
Just
you.
do you, man.
Thanks.
We love you, Fahim.
I love you too. Thanks, guys.